Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here. I'm here doing kind of a late Q&A tonight. Not just a Q&A, but what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to sorry if I look kind of sweaty. I did a cycling class today, but what I'm trying to do here now is answer questions that people have, but also like have kind of a topic. So I'm going to still do the thing where I take questions in advance. I'm still going to do the thing where I answer those and then have other questions that I'll answer at the end as they come in live. But for now, I haven't taken any questions in advance because I want to talk about something specific. And then at the end of that, I will, if anybody has jumped on live and asked any questions, then I'll answer. So go ahead and comment any fitness questions. Also starting to incorporate heavy time management stuff into my coaching because it's something that just over my years of coaching, I've seen people struggle with this a lot, So one of the three things I'd say that people struggle with the most when they're trying to pursue fitness goals are, number one, and these are in no particular order, but not knowing what to do, right? Like they Google and there's just 1,000 things out there and they all contradict each other and they don't know what to focus on. So lack of knowledge and understanding on what to actually focus on. The second thing I would say would be, it would be motivation. They're struggling to get motivated to do something. And number three would be time management. Like they might have a knowledge of what to do. They might have time. They might have the motivation to do it, but they struggle with time management. So as a result of that, they might plan to go to the gym, but they don't get there because they get distracted or called away by something else. They might decide that the best strategy for them is, let's say, prepping their food, but they don't set aside the time to prep their food. They run out of time. You know what I mean? Like they might plan. They might not even plan it, or they might plan it and then let time kind of get away from them. You know what I mean? So time management has become something that I'm really going to focus a lot more on in my coaching. And one thing I want to talk about here, just kind of briefly, is and again, comment your questions. I'm happy to answer questions. Any questions that come in at the end, I'll make sure to answer them. But I think that I wrote a blog post and shared it to Facebook. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and it was just about why you need both a calendar and a to-do list, right? And this is so relevant to fitness, and it's relevant to pretty much anything in your life that you're trying to accomplish. The reason, I think a lot of people, they have a to-do list, right? Whether that's in their mind, which is honestly probably the worst strategy, or whether it's a planner that they use, whether it's a sticky note that they write stuff on every day, whether it's an app that's actually a to-do list app, or they just put it on their Notes app or whatever it is. If you're not an iPhone person, you don't know what Notes app is, I guess, but it's just something where you type notes. So basically, people, they'll have a to-do list, but what normally happens is they have a to-do list, but they just start to recycle it. You know what I mean? Like let's say they have a list of 10 things that they want to get done, that are things that are not part of that are not necessarily part of their daily chores. It's not brushing their teeth. It's not, going to the bathroom when they wake up. It's not going to bed. It's not things that are already part of their routine. Instead, it's things that are like, oh, I've got to go get my driver's license renewed. Oh, I want to start working out. Oh, I got to have this project to do on the house or the car, or whatever it is. There's this long list of to-dos, and people it begins to just roll over. It'll be on there, and then suddenly it's on the next day's to-do list, the next day's to-do list. And we do that with working out. You know what I mean? We do that with prepping our food. We do that with whatever strategy we have chosen to pursue with fitness and with anything else in life. So the reason for that is a to-do list should be kind of like the output, right? It's just a list. It's literally a to-do list. It is the list of things that need to get done. It's the list of output. It's the what needs to get done, but it's not the how to do it, right? And so that's what I use and what I advise people to use a calendar for, whether that's paper, whether that's your phone calendar. I prefer the phone calendar because you can then build in reminders, you can then send in links to other people, all that kind of stuff. But a calendar is if the to-do list is the what, then the calendar is the how. With the calendar, what you want to do is you want to do two things. Obviously, you have to do two things. You have to set a time, so let's say Tuesday at 3 p.m. is the time you set. So that's already on your calendar, but then that title is really kind of the crux of it. You know, you could say, let's say that you want to, let's just use a non-fitness example for now. Let's say that you have to write a paper, let's say you have some long document to complete, whether it's something for school, whether it's something for work, whether it's something for, anything. Let's just pick whatever is most applicable to you. Let's say that if you just type the title as finished project, finished paper, whatever, like, that's not really helpful. That's still a to-do, and it belongs on the to-do list. It doesn't belong on the calendar. What should be on the calendar is like work on paper for 90 minutes or something along those lines. Complete first section of paper, something along those lines. Because if you don't do it that way, if you just say complete paper, what happens when you don't complete the paper at that time? Now it rolls over again. Instead, estimate how much time you think it's going to take and then put blocks on your calendar for that. You know what I mean? So for your workouts, you want to do a similar thing. Like, you don't want to just say on my to-do list, I'm going to work out. Probably not going to happen if it's not part of your day-to-day already. Again, like, you can ask questions here in the comments and of any sort, fitness related, time management, whatever I'm talking about right now, and I'll answer them at the end if anybody has any. But I would just say that, like, the deal with this is, if you are just using a to-do list and it's keep rolling over, that's because you're focusing on the list of output, versus if you do the calendar with the to-do list, that is the strategy. Use the calendar as a strategy. So that's what I want you to take away from this. What I've found with so many of the people that I've worked with is they really do want to do these things. They really do understand. They really do learn how to do it. They really do have the motivation levels to do it, but they just cannot manage their time in a way that they're able to consistently get to the gym, in a way that they're consistently able to do their workout at home, in a way that they're consistently able to go for their walk, or on the food side of things, again, whether it's food prep, whether it's, cooking at a certain time, every day or whatever. The big deal that people have, even once they understand what they need to be doing, even once they have the motivation to do it, their big deal is not having a plan for time management. So what I like to help people do is understand that they need a to-do list. Hey, yes, get workout in on your to-do list for the day, so it's on your radar, but also put it on your calendar and block out that time. Share that calendar. Let's say if you're married, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, somebody who's very involved in your life, who's going to probably compete for that time. Let's say you're getting off work at 5 p.m., whatever, and normally you would go home to significant other, whatever, okay? If that's not the case, if that's what you're going to do, that person is probably still going to be expecting. Hopefully you have a partner who's going to support you pursuing health goals, but you need to be able to let them know and remind them, because it's a new thing. So you need to say, okay, I'm putting this in my calendar. I'm going to share it to you so it's on your calendar as well. And now not only do you have that planned, but also they have it planned. They're not going to forget. They're not going to try to plan something else for you guys to do. They're not going to try to ask you to stop at the store on the way home, because you're not on the way home. You're on the way to the gym. You know what I mean? Things like that. So time management, I feel one of the reasons I've started to talk about it so much more now is because I think that it's just such an overlooked piece of all this. You do need to know what to do. You do need to have a plan that you can stick to and be consistent. But if you don't manage your time well, it's never going to be consistent unless you just white knuckle discipline it until it's habit, just like brushing your teeth. That's the only other way to do it, but that doesn't work for the vast majority of people. Okay, so it needs to be on a to-do list. It needs to be on a calendar if you want to make a habit like this part of your life. All right. If anybody has any questions, let's see. Terry, Reginald, what's up? Cheryl, what's up? Second time seeing you today. If anybody has questions, fitness questions related to time management with fitness, like what I've just been talking about, go ahead and comment them. If you see this later and want to comment questions, I'm happy to answer then. But I hope everybody has a good night. I'll hang out for just a few seconds just in case anybody has any questions. Bonnie, what's up? Thanks for jumping on. Also, thanks for Reginald. I'm assuming you go by Reginald and not Reggie, because that's your name on here. I haven't met you in person, so I'm just going to keep calling you Reginald until you correct me and tell me to call you something else. So I hope everybody is having an awesome night. I feel that I'm just sitting here talking, Cheryl, you worked us tonight. It was an awesome spin class. Thanks. Yeah, for those who don't know, I've started teaching indoor cycling classes locally here in the Kansas City area, and really enjoying it. Like, I've been doing strength coaching for years now, and I love strength coaching. And I never thought I would find something cardio related that I enjoy. But I started managing this gym here, and I realized. And they had a room set up with indoor cycling. It had some bikes in there, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try this. And so I just started with the residents here at this apartment complex that this gym is attached to. I started offering these free classes to them and kind of like practicing it and learning it. And then I would attend some classes, watch some YouTube, stuff like that, and learn how to do it well. And then I'm still, they've been patient with me, but I've been ramping up these classes and really, really enjoying indoor cycling classes. I'm also going to start finding a way to stream them soon. I haven't figured out how to do it well with the audio coming through as more than just this massive just speaker bursting sound. Once I figure that out, I'm going to start streaming the classes for people who are interested in doing them from home, and I'll set up like a service and a price and model and all that for that. So. All right, I am just sitting here, just talking and rambling now. So if anybody sees this later and has questions, let me know. Thank you guys for jumping on here, and have a great night.